is going on, everyone, and welcome to Kart 6T3. My name is Ben. Thank you very much for stopping by the channel. Real quick here, if you're new to the channel, if you didn't mind subscribing to the channel, that would be fantastic. New subscribers, old subscribers, all you subscribers, go ahead and hit a like on this video if you appreciate this content, or if you don't appreciate it, hit the thumbs down. It's interaction with me, so just to let you know, you can be all like, man, I am tired of this guy talking. I'm just sick of his voice. I'm going to hit the thumbs down on this video. Well, joke's on you. It's interaction. YouTube recognizes it in the algorithm. It benefits me. Anyway, another user submitted question. There's tons of them. This is just of the latest batch when I was asking if anybody had any ideas about videos that you would like to hear about. This user asked about tire pressures and the effects. Now, I can't distinguish what you're going to need for whatever track you're currently running. I just have general premise of what air pressure is going to do to your cart in general. Okay, you may have you may be on a surface that takes 12 pounds of right rear tire pressure. That is the fast way around there. This is what the locals have figured out. I know nothing about that. This is really track dependent, but in general, I can kind of give you an idea of what tire pressure might do to your car. Okay, first thing, the more air pressure you have, the faster your cart is going to roll. This is called roll speed. This is the resistance. So dealing with pneumatic tires, if you have ever had a flat tire on a car, on a on a hand truck, on a lawnmower, or anything, it does not on your buggy. You're pushing up to the grid, and tires, they don't roll that great when they don't have a ton of pressure in them. Well, the more air you put in it, the faster they go. The opposing to this is that in general, the higher you go in air pressure, you're going to give up grip. You're not going to be in the track as much. You're going to be on the track. So this might be good in a circumstance where you're running down south, when you've got a very high grip track that you need to free the entire cart up. Come up a pound all the way around. If you're at five left and 6 right, come up to 6 and 7. If you're dealing with that 1 pound split, this is a very real thing. Now, you're going to increase your roll speed down the straightaway. You're going to gain so much more straightaway speed. That's great. But be sure to accommodate for the corner, because you're going to be giving up grip in the corner. Down south, on dirt fault, this may be something you want to do. Maybe you want to raise all the pressures up that high just to shed some grip in the corner to maintain that momentum, to maintain that speed for the straightaway. The very real thing. Up north here, on the opposite, we drop our pressures pretty good because we have lower grip. So the lower air pressure you have, yes, you're not killing, but you're reducing your amount of roll speed down the straightaway, because it's harder for the engine to push through, a softer tire, because there's going to be more grip in general. You're going to be riding more on those sidewalls. Give me a second here. Okay, I just had to get this real quick to kind of explain this. Much like a car tire on the road, if you run more air pressure, the center of this is going to bulge, therefore making a thinner, I just described that your roll speed is going to be better. Well, think of, if you take pressure out, that this center is going to sink, and you're going to be on the shoulders, the sidewalls of your tire. I just had to show that real quick, so just so you get the premise of where I'm coming from. The less air you're going to get, this is going to undulate. I like that word. I don't know why. It's just kind of a cool word, but this is going to mold and form to the track. So in the corner, you're going to get a whole bunch of rollover. If you push on this one side, it's going to have a tendency to bulge this side. It's going to really eat into the surface you're on. Well, that's a ton of grip. It may you know, like I said, on the straightaway, it may hamper your straightaway speed, but in the corner, you should have really good grip. And there's also such a thing as a spring. As you lay this entire tire over, as you come off, it's going to want to spring the tire back so it jumps out of the corner kind of thing. Just something to play with. But, you know, in general, if you're looking for grip in the corners, lower your air pressure, especially up north here. We have notoriously low grip tracks up here. It's just we don't have a ton of clay content. We have a whole bunch of dirt in our clay up here. And sometimes when it's wet and tacky, it's fantastic. You know, it's real bitey and all that. But for the most part, if a track tends to dry out a little bit, drop your pressures a little bit. It doesn't have to be a ton. I mean, I'm coming from the point of view I run I run open. We have so much horsepower that it honestly, straightaway speed, not an issue. It will pull through whatever I can run 1 pound of pressure all the way around on my cart, and straightaway wise, unless I'm on a huge track, you're really not going to see the difference. In the corner though, you're going to get down in. I like to drop my pressures way down low, like a 3 pound right, 2 pound left is pretty standard for me when I'm like running Vega Yellows or something like that on a smaller track and I'm looking for grip. I'll drop my pressures right down to get max grip in the corner. So there's that. Okay, so I've mentioned it in a video before and I'll mention it here again. If you're looking for teeny tiny adjustments on the track, play with your tire pressures. So in general, if you increase your split, if you increase your, you know, say 5 pounds right, 4 pounds left, increase this to 6 pounds, that's going to be a 2 pound split. That is going to help the cart in the center of the corner. Again, as I mentioned before, if you increase tire pressures, the tendency of the tire is to give up grip. So be careful of that. So you may help center by increasing that stagger, because that's what will happen if you increase the rights to the lefts. You're going to increase stagger. That's going to help at the turn. On the other hand, if you even those out, if you go to 5 and 5, that's going to slightly tighten up your cart. So if you're right on that brink of, oh man, it just needs to be a hair bit tighter, try evening out all your tire pressures. If you're running a 5 and a 4, go 5 all the way around. If you're running a 4, or go 4 all the way around if you want to gain that little bit of grip in the corner. Try that as a little adjustment. Or maybe just split it half that. Maybe you just need even a little less adjustment. You know, maybe come down to 4.5. You know, you get where I'm going with that. That you can start to, once your balance is pretty good on your cart, you can start to play with tire pressures in order to add, to accentuate the speed you may already have. So I did want to mention this. I've never actually done it, but I know it's a thing. All right, so in the same aspect of I just said, increasing or decreasing your split, the same concept can be run from front to back. So if you decrease front air pressure, the tendency is going to be to gain front traction, much like in the corner. The softer you go, you're going to be on those sidewalls more. It's going to bite in and undulate and do all those types of things that you want it to do while leaving your rear pressures the same. Vice versa, the same thing. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't want front steer. Maybe you want rear steer, a little better. Maybe you don't need the front to bite so much, so you could actually reduce the pressure in the rear to gain jump off the corner. Maybe you need to tighten up the cart a little bit. You could just play with reducing the pressures in the rear of the cart. I don't do it that often. I've played with it, maybe once or twice throughout, my entire racing thing, but I know it's a thing. And once I get that balance of a cart that close, maybe it's something I will get to again. I honestly don't run. If I ran every Saturday night, I probably would have a little more experience experimenting with little things like tire pressure, front to rear, rear to front, whatever you want to say. But I don't. I run 6 to 10 races a year in UAS, so these are all things I'm trying to remember if I did or if I didn't do. How did that go? That type of the scenario throughout my years of racing. Anyway, I just thought this, this was requested from a viewer, and I thought we could talk about tire pressure a little bit. And everybody puts air in their tires. I hope you put air in your tires. Please tell me that you put air in your tires. Because if you don't, I don't know how you're racing, man. I really don't. So, all right, guys. I appreciate every single one of you coming by, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.